New Hit Country, WSCY 106.9 FM. It's Joyce Danis here with a new morning, welcoming New Hit Country singer-songwriter, performer, and bass player for iconic rock band Three Doors Down, Justin Biltonen. Come on in, buddy.
Morning. Good morning.
I see you've got your country hat on.
Cover up his hair a little bit. It was getting kind of crazy.
So some exciting things have been happening for you lately. I've been following you on Instagram and Facebook for a long time, so I'm up on things. But one of the important things that we have going on here is that we're playing your song Worth Hanging On To. And,
awesome.
And we're getting a lot of good response on it. But we basically want to talk about the Justin timeline, how everything got started and work our way up. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine with me.
Okay, great. So how long have you been in Nashville now?
Been in Nashville for going on 8 years.
Really? Yeah.
It's gone by quick.
So tell me, what actually drove you to Nashville other than your truck? What made you want to go to Nashville?
I'd actually, before I officially moved, I've been coming to Nashville since 2005, I think, and playing music, like either playing shows or writing with other folks. And Nashville just had this cool energy about it. I came from a small town in North Carolina. Well, it used to be small. It's grown up now, but small town in North Carolina wasn't too far from Nashville. It was about a 5-hour drive down to 40, and there's just something going on here, like especially in 2005 until now, and when I moved, and just kind of the whole city has this thing for creative anything that you're doing for art or for music. There's just this cool community here of different people that were into all the same stuff, and that always made me want to move here and be here. And then whenever I joined Three Doors Down, it was just kind of a no-brainer because everybody's based here. So that was the easy transition part. But I've been wanting to live here for years.
So you've been here for a while now, working on a lot of songwriting. Tell us about the timeline of your singles that you've been coming out with that I've been enjoying so much online. The one that really got me started with you was She's Got the Highway, but that wasn't your first single, was it?
No, I put two out at the same time. The first two were Use You and How a Man's Made. Both of those I wrote with two very good friends of mine, and through their encouragement and a lot of other folks in town that I've been writing with and stuff, they were like, why don't you just put this stuff out? It's easy nowadays. You don't need a record label. You just find whichever distribution service you want to use and put them online. And I was like, why not?
That's worked out so well for you, too, because now your music is available on all the different platforms. And besides that, you've been working with some different apps, I understand. Are you still with Jamtown?
Yeah, we're still doing the Jamtown stuff. It was mostly live music-based location app that we were doing with my friend Grath out of Boston. And it kind of got defunct because of COVID, since like all the bars and stuff were closed and a lot of people weren't doing live music. So we channeled a few things and used it for a couple different artists as well as myself to get some things set up, like with music videos, or we're getting recordings and stuff. So yeah, we're still doing that, and hopefully be able to get back into it once things start opening up for real.
I know, it's just been a tough go for everybody that plays out in Nashville, and I know this is something that you've always loved to do. And what are you doing now in between the gigs? It's been a big adjustment. I think for everybody, it's unprecedented because nobody thought that the entertainment industry would be gone. And even in like bad economies and stuff, like years ago, we were still fine. Like people still wanted to go see music, even if money was tight. It was a good way to kind of forget about that kind of stuff. But then this kind of it put a lot of stuff in perspective, and yeah, like the people who really want to keep doing it and stuff, we were finding ways like live streams and still kind of fought to do whatever we could to play music and perform for people. But at the same time, I started kind of channeling that creativity into some other stuff. And I started a company called Sacred West Trading Company. It's apparel, and we got coffee and a little bit of leatherwork stuff up there, and going to be doing a bunch of different random things throughout the year. But a lot of designs that I worked on, a lot of kind of Wild West stuff that I always loved. So I kind of transferred that creativity to something else, and we just launched that last week, and people have been digging it. So another thing to build on.
Something else that happened recently for you is that you got some video airplay on CMT. How exciting was that?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's still up there this week, and they're featured. Yeah, I'm proud of that. It was a cool accomplishment to get that going.
Yeah, the great thing about it is that now that song is going to reach out to a whole lot of people that may not have known about you before, and that was the song that did it for you. So tell me a little bit about Worth Hanging On To. I've seen the video. I know the song. We're playing it here on WSCY, and it's just got that traditional feel about it. What was it that made you want to put something like that together?
I think that's where I've wanted my sound to be anyways. And it always takes you a while to figure out exactly what you want to do, but you can hear big pieces of that in my other songs that I put out with I like using traditional instruments, and especially growing up in North Carolina, we had a lot of bluegrass and stuff that I grew up on, so I've had a lot of friends that play fiddle and mandolin and dobro and all that kind of stuff, and I've always wanted to keep that in my music that I put out myself. And with this song, like, whenever I got it together and wrote it and stuff, and whenever I'd play it just acoustic, I could hear fiddle on it, even again just playing it in my head. And it just kind of worked out. We had Jenny Fleener play fiddle on it, and she's a phenomenal musician. She plays with a lot of people and won a ton of awards, so it was a huge blessing to have her on that. Yeah, I think it just kind of came together very organically, which is another thing that I've always kind of been focused on with doing my music, is not forcing anything, not trying to make something sound like, you know, what's current on the radio, just being happy with it myself and being proud of it and getting it the way that I want to sound, and hopefully other people will like it too. And that's what happened with this one.
Yeah, I noticed that about you, that you pretty much do your own thing the way you want to do it. One of the things that you and I have in common, and I think it was imbued into the song Worth Hanging On To, was our love for 90s country. And we've come together on that a couple of times online. I guess that's one of the things I liked about Worth Hanging On To, is that it had a very real feeling to it, which a lot of the 90s country always did. And do you think that had some influence on you?
Big time. That's what I grew up on. I thought was, you know, a product of that time. And my dad always had that music on. He wanted to be a country singer as well. And all those guys, I can just remember when I was very young and kind of starting to absorb the stuff around me and like notice music, I guess. Like Alan Jackson and Garth Brooks and Brooks and Dunn, Shenandoah were all like starting to come up and get really famous in Alabama. Had been out for years, and that's my dad's favorite band. They were always on in the house. So I think I was just kind of immersed in that music. Once I started touring and stuff, I got back into it when I was, you know, like 18, 19, 20. And, you know, you'd be driving a van at 2 in the morning and you don't want to listen to screaming metal. You wanted to put on something that was a little more relaxing.
Yeah.
And something that you could relate to. And a lot of times, you know, you're driving down the road in the middle of the night, going to another gig at a bar or something in the middle of nowhere. And that stuff just kind of started speaking to me again. And I don't know, that's just what I always kind of relate to. I love a lot of the new country stuff too, and don't get me wrong, like there's some great stuff out there, but I don't know, like the older stuff is just what I feel.
It's what you feel. And hey, no fault in that. There was some great artists in the 90s who are still performing and still writing and still doing their thing today. So that says a lot about the sensibility of 90s country, is that it really stuck with people and still does today. So I think you tapped into something real good there, and I hope you keep with that. So now that we're into worth hanging on to, and we're into the present day, give us a little taste of what's going on in the future for Justin.
So I've just finished up another single. Just built a fan club. I'll be doing a lot of stuff with that coming up. Be able to find the link and stuff for the fan club, which is great. Hopefully do another music video for this next single. The next single's called Wild Mustangs.
What's it called again?
Wild Mustangs.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I played it a couple times in the live streams, and I've been playing it for about a year. And it's one of my favorite songs that I've written. It's just has this cool vibe to it. I can't explain it, but my producer Max Gabriel, we've worked together on all the stuff that I've put out. We just finished up the track. Jenny Fleener played fiddle on that one as well, which is really cool. But it just came out so cool. It's got this vibe that just feels good. It feels right. So that one's coming out.
Yeah.
Start kind of teasing all that stuff and getting it ready and going through the process here this month.
Oh, good.
Yeah, try to get it out to some radio stations, do some stuff, and that'll be the short term. More live streams. I've got a couple shows in person actually coming up in Indiana and Kentucky this weekend, and then a benefit show in Florida that I'm doing, and then the Frank Brown Songwriter Festival in Florida as well at the end of November. And then, holy crap, it's the holidays. So
good. I'd like to see the fact that you're getting out there, keeping busy, and performing. Finally, huh? It must feel good.
It feels good. I'm in a unique position with this stuff. As Three Doors, we couldn't really do our big 20th anniversary tour this year because of the obvious COVID restrictions. But
right,
me personally, I can still go out and play the little bar and get some folks in there, and everybody can still be distanced and follow all the guidelines, and I can still go out and play. And it's a unique position, and I'm very grateful that I can do stuff like that and still be able to bring music to people and have folks actually want to hear it, which is another huge blessing. So
that is a blessing.
In the short term, that's what's going on. Working on that stuff, fan club, new single.
You know, with the success that you're having, with the songs that you're putting out in country, a Three Doors Down going to be able to woo you back on the road for that 20th anniversary tour when the time comes.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be, headlining stadiums or anything by next year. So, and I love what we do with Three Doors. So, it's such it's a huge blessing being able to play this stuff and do my thing in between all the different stuff that we do with Three Doors. So I know next year we're talking about just kind of moving that 20th anniversary tour to next year.
Oh, good. Oh, I'm glad to hear it because I'm looking forward to seeing you up in Guilford. So let's hope that Three Doors Down makes it up there with you along.
Yeah, we were excited to be able to do this tour this year, and everybody was very bummed out that it got canceled. But everything's hopefully getting moved to next year, and a big part of that is Europe. And I'm definitely not going to miss out on that. I love going to Europe. I love playing shows over there and traveling and seeing the history and everything. So, even if things are really kicking off for me, I might take a break and make sure I can go do all that stuff.
Very good. That's good. Well, Guilford, New Hampshire isn't as exotic as Europe, but we would still love to see you up in the Lakes region here in New Hampshire, mainly because we love your music. And I'm a big Three Doors Down fan, too. So I'm looking forward to all of that. One of the things that I wanted to tell you is that I want people to check you out online. Your IG, Justin Three Doors Down. You're on Facebook and all of the platforms, Spotify. You're all over, and I want people to check out your music. They can hear Worth Hanging On To here on A New Morning on WSCY. And Justin, I want to thank you for taking the time.